The story of the flood is often seen as destruction, a wiping away, starting over. But what if the flood wasn't just about destruction? What if it was about cleansing? Because sometimes before something new can begin, everything that no longer aligns has to be released. And this is something I learned very difficultly, I add, on my own journey. That there comes this point in your journey where everything you've been holding in starts to rise to the surface. Emotions you thought that you moved past, pain you thought you healed, memories that you didn't expect to feel again. And it can feel just overwhelming. And you might feel emotionally heavy, easily triggered, drained, or exhausted, like you're falling apart. And a lot of people try to stop it. They distract, they suppress, they push it down because it feels like too much. But what if this isn't you breaking? What if this is you cleansing? Because the flood in the Bible wasn't random. It came after a buildup, a point where what existed was no longer sustainable. And that's how emotional cleansing works. You can only hold so much unprocessed emotions, unspoken truth, unhealed experiences. And before something within you says enough, and when that happens, the flood begins. Not to destroy you, but to release what you've been carrying. So let's talk about how this actually shows up because this part of the journey can feel very confusing if you don't understand it. So the first way that it shows up is emotional surfacing that you might have thought you were done with. So you might find yourself feeling things from the past, old relationships, old wounds, old versions of yourself. And it can feel like you're going backwards and you're not. You're finally allowing yourself to fully process what you've never fully felt. The second way it shows up is you feel more sensitive than usual. So things affect you more deeply, conversations, energy, interactions, and instead of brushing things off, you feel them. This isn't weakness, this is awareness. Your emotional body is opening. The third way it shows up is you can't pretend anymore. What you used to tolerate, you can't anymore. And what you used to ignore, you can't anymore. Because once awareness is there, you can't go back to unconscious patterns. And this is where real change begins. And the fourth way is, release feels messy, not peaceful. So people think healing looks calm, but emotions release. It can feel like crying, anger, confusion, needing space, and that's okay. Because cleansing isn't about looking composed, it's about being honest. So let's look at what leaves create space for something new. So this is in tarot, I always say this is your tower moment. So the flood didn't just remove, it created space. And the same is true for you. Every emotion that you release, every pattern you let go of, creates space for peace, clarity, and alignment. But you have to allow the release to happen first. So, how do you move through this without feeling overwhelmed? Well, first, you have to stop resisting what you feel. Emotions are energy and it needs to move. So, second, you allow yourself to process without judgment. You don't need to label it as good or bad. You just need to let it be felt. And the third is you create space for yourself, time to reflect, time to rest, time to reconnect inward. Because this isn't a breakdown, it's clearing. So the flood was never meant to destroy everything. It was meant to clear what no longer aligned so something new could begin. And if you're in the space right now feeling everything, releasing everything, you're not falling apart, you're making space. So this is the part where you let go of what you were never meant to carry. And I know how scary that can be. So if this message resonated with you, if you're going through your emotional release, make sure you subscribe to the channel because this journey from release to renewal to ascension, we're walking it together. And I'll see you guys in the next video.